Talk to the people just to see how they feeling, how they living. We just coolin', we just coolin', we just coolin', the podcast coolin', we just coolin', we just coolin', we just coolin', the podcast coolin', we just coolin', I'm just coolin', you just coolin', the podcast coolin', we just coolin', we just coolin', we just coolin', the podcast coolin'. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the We Just Coolin' podcast. I am your host, Big Boss, and today we are talking about loyalty and betrayal, the real ones and the snakes. Genuine loyalty versus conditional loyalty. But before I get into that, I want to read you guys a short story. Let's get into it. So in a small-knit town, two childhood friends, Elias and Ronan, find their bond tested when Ronan, driven by ambition, betrays Elias's trust and family legacy for personal gain, leading to a bitter and irreparable rift. So Elias and Ronan grew up inseparable, sharing dreams of one day taking over their family's respected businesses in the town of Havenwood. Elias's family owned the local bakery known for its exquisite pastries and warm atmosphere, while Ronan's family ran the town's only shipbuilding company, a legacy passed down for generations. Their friendship was a cornerstone of their lives, a promise of loyalty and shared success. As they grew, however, Ronan's ambitions began to overshadow his loyalty. He saw the bakery as a quaint, old-fashioned business, while the shipbuilding industry, in his eyes, was the key to true success and wealth. He started spending more time with a group of ambitious young entrepreneurs from the city who saw Havenwood as a stepping stone to bigger things. One day, Ronan approached Elias with a proposal that would change their lives forever. He claimed to have secured a lucrative contract for a new type of ship, one that would revolutionize the industry. But it required a substantial investment. He suggested that Elias use his family bakery business as collateral for a loan, promising to repay it once the new ship project was successful. So let me stop right there just for a second. So, here you have Elias, who has the family bakery, and Ronan, who has the family shipbuilding company. These are childhood friends. They grew up together. That was a tremendous bond to be childhood friends, and have such a strong bond, and growing up, and you guys are both in business. But let's see, as Ronan began to get older, his ambition began to overshadow his loyalty. His ambition began to overshadow his loyalty. He saw the bakery as weak or quaint or old-fashioned, while the shipbuilding industry, in his eyes, was the key to true success and wealth. So he had already, as he's getting older, starting to look at Elias's business as old-fashioned, weak, and useless, pretty much. So as he spent time with entrepreneurs, they convinced him that Havenwood is just a stepping stone to bigger things in his life. So Ronan, knowing that he, didn't really respect what Elias's business was, but he proposes to Elias that Elias put up the bakery as collateral. And Elias did it, because that's his day one, pretty much. These guys are childhood friends. The loyalty is there. Elias is trusting that what Ronan is telling him can be life-changing. So, all right. One day, Ronan approached Elias with a proposal that would change their lives forever. He claimed to have secured a lucrative contract for a new type of ship, one that would revolutionize the industry, but it required a substantial investment. He suggested that Elias use his family's bakery business as collateral for a loan, promising to repay it once the new ship project was successful. Elias, trusting his friend and blinded by the promise of a brighter future, agreed. He secured the loan, but Ronan never followed through on his promise. Instead, he used the money to start his own shipbuilding company, leaving Elias and his family bankrupt. The bakery, a symbol of their family's legacy, was forced to close. The betrayal was a devastating blow to Elias, shattering his trust in his friend and leaving him with a deep sense of hurt and anger. He vowed to expose Ronan's actions and reclaim what was rightfully his. Ronan, however, had become too powerful and influential to be challenged, and Elias found himself ostracized by the townspeople who had once looked up to him. So, Ronan secures the loan because Elias put the bakery up as collateral. But then, first, Elias, he did it, like I say, trusted his friend and blinded by the promise of a brighter future. So that persuasion of saying, hey, man, this is going to set us up. This is going to be life-changing. This ship that's going to revolutionize the industry, man. This is going to be good. If you could put this bakery up for me and I can get this loan, it's going to set us straight forever. But Ronan never followed through on his promise. It said instead he used the money to start his own shipbuilding company. So he didn't even use it to build no kind of ship that would revolutionize the industry. He just started his own company, leaving Elias and his family bankrupt. So, years passed and Elias, with the help of his loyal family, rebuilt his life, opening a small independent bakery in a different town. He never forgot the lessons learned from Ronan's betrayal, becoming a man of unwavering integrity and a fierce protector of those he cared about. He learned that true loyalty and trust are more valuable than any ambition or wealth. One day, Ronan, now wealthy and successful businessman, returned to Havenwood, seeking to reclaim his legacy and the respect he had lost. He even tried to reconnect with Elias, but Elias, hardened by his experiences, refused to forgive or forget. The two former friends, now bitter enemies, stood as a testament to the destructive power of betrayal and the enduring strength of loyalty. The story became a cautionary tale, a reminder that some wounds run too deep to heal. So yeah, two childhood friends, Elias and Ronan. And pretty much Ronan fucked Elias over because his ambition overshadowed the loyalty. So let's get into this. Loyalty and betrayal, the real ones and the snakes. Genuine loyalty versus conditional loyalty. One of the biggest things people get twisted is thinking all loyalty is the same. It's not. So let's break it down. Genuine loyalty, the real ones. This type of loyalty is unshakable. It's built on respect, trust, and real love, not just circumstances. People who are genuinely loyal will ride for you even when things aren't in their favor. They don't switch up just because the situation changed. They don't switch up just because maybe you lost your house and now they don't want nothing to do with you. They will ride for you even when things aren't in their favor. When they don't have anything to gain from you or off of you, the people who are genuinely loyal will continue to ride for you regardless of your circumstances and what you can do for them, because their loyalty does not lie in what you can do for them or what your circumstances is. People who are genuinely loyal will also defend your name when you are not around. Loyalty isn't just about showing love to your face. You know what I mean? It's about what they do when you're not in the room. You definitely don't want to have, you know the type of people I'm talking about, the two face is what they call it. They cool in your face, but behind your back, they don't give none no fucks about you. All right. So people who are genuinely loyal will ride for you even when things aren't in their favor. They will defend your name when you're not around. And they will also check you when you're wrong, but never expose you. A real a real one isn't going to co-sign everything you do, but they'll correct you privately and still stand by you publicly. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to try to check you and expose you. They try to put your business out there, or they want to try to check you in front of everybody, you know? So they will also stay solid even when there's nothing in it for them. They're not there just for the perks, favors, or a come up. So people who are genuinely loyal will ride for you even when things aren't in their favor. They will defend your name when you're not around. They'll check you when you're wrong, but never expose you. And they'll stay solid even when there's nothing in it for them. So think of people like LeBron James and his day one crew, Maverick Carter, Rich Paul, and Randy Mims. They built together, never switched up, and stayed solid from the bottom to the top. That's genuine loyalty, built on trust, not just opportunity. Yeah? So what is conditional loyalty? Now this is where it gets tricky, huh? Conditional loyalty is fake love disguised as real support. These are the people who are only loyal as long as they're benefiting from you. But what happens the moment you stop doing for them? They fucking disappear. They are only loyal as long as they're benefiting from you or when it's convenient. When it's convenient, they switch sides depending on who has the advantage. These are the snakes. These are the fakes. They don't have a code. All they have is a selfish mentality, and they'll screw you over and fuck you over any way they can to get what they're after. So, conditional loyalty is fake love disguised as real support. These are the people who are only loyal as long as they're benefiting from you, or when it's convenient, or until things get tough. They fold under pressure or throw you under the bus when things don't go their way. Now they want to screw you over. They want you to come down with them. They're the crab in the bottom of the bucket. They're not trying to give you a ladder. They're not trying to stick by your side just to be true and loyal or because they love and care about you. If they go down, you go down with them. And shit, they'll take you down before they go down. They'll set you up to fall before they allow themselves to. And as long as you play by their rules, that's another way that they'll only stay around. The moment you make a decision they don't like, their loyalty disappears. So let's run that again. Conditional loyalty is fake love disguised as real support. These are the people who are only loyal as long as they're benefiting from you. The moment you stop doing for them, they disappear. Or when it's convenient, they switch sides depending on who has the advantage. Another one, until things get tough, they fold under pressure or throw you under the bus when things don't go their way. And as long as you play by their rules, Because the moment you make a decision they don't like, their loyalty disappears. So, look at the way people switch up in the music industry. Rappers who start out together claiming brotherhood, but as soon as one gets bigger, the jealousy creeps in and the loyalty is out the window. Snakes. So what's the final takeaway? Genuine loyalty is rare, but it's priceless. Conditional loyalty is dangerous because it feels real until it's not. Keep your circle tight and be mindful of people who only rock with you when it's convenient. Loyalty should be based on respect and character, not just opportunity. Would you rather have one real one or 100 fake ones? That's the real question. That's the real question. Would you rather have one real one or 100 fake ones? I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. I'd like to thank everyone who's been following the podcast on Spotify, iHeart, and just rocking with me. This is We Just Coolin', but at the same time, I always want to be dropping something to help my people because that's really what it's about. Each one teach one is what it's about. Loving yourself and loving each other is what it's really all about. So this is not going to be a podcast where I'm just shooting the shit and talking about anything. If this podcast is not for you, I get it. But to the people who do listen and tune in, just know that I really appreciate you. And I hope that you're learning something from these episodes. Until next time, this is your host, Big Boss, with the We Just Coolin' podcast. Each one teach one. Love yourself and love each other. And as always, keep your head up. Yeah. Talk to the people just to see how they feeling, how they living. We just coolin'. We just coolin'. We just coolin'. The podcast coolin'. We just coolin'. We just coolin'. We just coolin'. The podcast coolin'. We just coolin'. I'm just coolin'. You just coolin'. The podcast coolin'. We just coolin'. We just coolin'. We just coolin'. The podcast coolin'.